Hello and welcome back to the Film Odyssey Podcast. My name is Sal,
And I'm Dan.
and today we are going to discuss our most anticipated movies of 2026. So, 2026 is looking to be a more promising year for movies. Uh,
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully, since 2025 was full of so much potential, and most of the films just were disappointing. Most, not all. But 2026, a lot of acclaimed filmmakers are coming to show their work in theaters, and it's looking to be more promising and exciting. And hopefully, some other movies that have not been announced yet as we get further into the year of 2026 become even more promising and surprising
Yeah.
to us because that usually happens during the mid-section of each year. So you have 15, you said, correct, Dan?
Yeah. I
I
narrowed it down. Yeah.
Okay, I have 10. I'm gonna allow Dan to start off first. We always do that pretty much on this podcast. I know it's kind of become like a thing every time I always allow Dan, but I'm gonna continue with that.
Yeah. Well, I do have a lot to get through. So,
Okay.
yeah, the first movie on my list is going to be Gore Verbinski's Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Now, I feel like this is a movie most people don't even know is releasing like 2 months from now. Probably because it has a very small distributor. The trailer intrigues me. It looks very fun and wild. And this is going to be his first movie since like 2016. Next on my list is going to be Project Hail Mary. Now, this is obviously the next movie from, well, actually the first live action movie from Phil Lord and Chris Miller since 2014, I think. It's been pretty much a decade since their last live action movie, starring Ryan Gosling, who's one of my favorite actors. I actually read the book that this movie is based on, and I got more excited for this movie after reading it. The tone looks very similar to The Martian, which should be surprising because it's the same like guy who wrote both books. I really hope this ends up being great, and I think it will be based on the talent involved. Next on my list is going to be Ready or Not, Here I Come. This is the sequel to the 2019, I guess you could say, cult classic movie now. The main takeaway from that movie was, does Margot Robbie star in this movie? Because Samara Weaving looks like she could be like her twin. I've been a fan of everything like Radio Silence has done as directors so far. I've liked the first Ready or Not, obviously, their Scream movies. I thought really like kind of revived the franchise, and their most recent movie, Abigail, I thought was very fun. So I'm looking forward to this. The trailer looks fun, entertaining, and yeah, I hope it ends up being good. Next on my list is going to be A24 and the next movie from Adam Wingard called Onslaught. Now, I know when people hear the name Adam Wingard, they might get a little nervous because he did the Blair Witch movie that no one liked and Death Note, which no one watched that either. His two best movies are, in my opinion, are The Guest and You're Next, which are like smaller indie movies that he did when he was like first starting out. And I'm hoping that this movie could get back to that since it's, A24 lower budget and it has the same writer as those two movies. Yeah, number 11 for me is going to be Craig Gillespie's Supergirl. Yeah, this is a movie. I actually had no interest in this movie until I saw Superman earlier this year, and I was like so impressed by Millie Alcott's cameo in the movie. And then the first trailer released, I know some people were kind of like, "Oh, it looks too much like Guardians of the Galaxy." I mean, to me, it looks more like a James Gunn movie than Superman did, which I think is a good thing. It looks fun, and I hope it will continue the winning streak that DC is on right now.
So I'm gonna start off with mine. I have 10. The number 10 for me is going to be Minions 3. I'm just looking for dumb fun. If I don't get that, okay, but I'm not looking for the next animated masterpiece. All I want is just to have a good time, just some stupid slapstick humor from the Minions.
Next up for me is going to be Nolan's The Odyssey. Now this is a movie that's probably going to be on like everyone's anticipated list for next year, and
Yeah.
I mean, how could it not? It's like a damn Christopher Nolan movie. Every time he makes a movie, it's like if you're just a fan of like film in general, I feel like you have to be interested, The cast for this is stacked once again, just like the Oppenheimer cast was. This is obviously based on the classic story, which most of us probably read in like school for like required reading or whatever. I'm curious to see like a big budget epic fantasy movie from Nolan. The trailer intrigued me even more. So I'm really curious to see how this ends up being, to be honest with you.
For me, last one of the movies that could be hit or miss, maybe unfortunately a miss, but who knows, is Scary Movie 6. I enjoyed these movies when I was younger. The Wayans brothers were saying that this is supposed to be very, extremely raunchy, crude, making fun of anyone and anything, not being safe with the humor. And the original cast of the movies from 1 and 3 are all coming back, especially from the first movie. So who knows? It could be really good or just really stupid, but I just want some good laughs.
Next up for me is going to be number nine, Ridley Scott's The Dog Stars. Now, this is a movie that was most recently pushed to like, I think in August. It was supposed to release like end of March. But I know Ridley Scott as a director, he's very hit or miss these days. So a lot of people probably just try and avoid his shit, especially since his last movie was Gladiator 2, which I don't think a lot of people really liked that much. But this movie I've hoping because it's written by Mark L. Smith, who wrote The Revenant and Overlord, which are both two pretty strong movies in my opinion. And the cast is also stacked: Jacob Elordi, Margaret Qualley, Josh Brolin, Guy Pearce. And I also read the book this was based on. It's like a post-apocalyptic book. So I don't know. I feel like combine the cast with the writer and the book this is based on. I feel like this is going to be like a hit for Ridley Scott. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this comes out and it's going to be another like House of Gucci or whatever. I'm going to choose to have faith in this movie.
Number 8 for me is going to be Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I
Surprised you have this on your list.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, After the first screening of this was at Fantastic Fest, it just had a bunch of reviews where everybody was just high praising it. It's Gore Verbinski making another film after 10 years since A Cure for Wellness, which
Yeah.
has now received a cult following. It sounds really unique.
Next up on my list is going to be Zach Kreger's Resident Evil. If I'm being honest with you, if I did see Weapons this year, this would even be on my list. This would not be on my list at all. It would be on my radar. After seeing that movie, I'm like, okay, was Weapons a fluke or can you match it? We're gonna find out with this. Can he break the curse of making a truly great video game adaptation movie? I don't think that's been done yet. I think out of anyone who's tried, he has the highest potential to do that. So I'm very curious. Obviously, there's been like seven other Resident Evil movies that no one liked because they were directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who's probably like one of the worst directors working today. In my opinion, this franchise really can't go anywhere but up from here. And I really hope Zach Kreger delivers once again.
Number 7 on my list is going to be Spider-Man Brand New Day,
Okay,
the
yeah.
only Marvel movie that I am excited for next year, and the
Same.
only one that seems like it could be probably like the chosen one out of anything that's superhero coming from Marvel Studios.
Or just a good movie, yeah. Well,
Exactly.
technically it's Sony, but
It's still Marvel, but yeah, it's Columbia Pictures. Sony still owns the rights to Spider-Man. This time it's directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed Shang-Chi. But this looks like it has a lot of potential. It's the fourth film in the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, and it's supposed to pick up after the events of No Way Home. There's not a lot of information that's been given around this. I mean, I know the cast is stacked, and it actually seems like it could be really good.
next up on my list is going to be David Leitch's How to Rob a Bank, starring Nicholas Hoult and Zoe Kravitz. There's not really a plot or a ton of information about this movie right now, but I feel like the title is kind of self-explanatory. David Leitch is one of those directors who I've pretty much liked everything he's done so far. I liked Atomic Blonde, Hobbs and Shaw. That was a dumb movie and probably his worst movie, but it was still better than the recent like Fast and Furious movies, I thought. Deadpool 2 I liked better than Deadpool and Wolverine. And Bullet Train I actually really liked, and The Fall Guy I thought like undeservedly flopped at the box office when that released. Hopefully he continues his streak, but yeah, I've hope for this and hopefully it turns out good.
Number 6 for me is going to be Project Hail Mary. I'm going to be totally honest with you. The only reason why this is on my list and why I have any excitement for it is because Phil Lord and Christopher Miller are directing it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. They have never let me down with their films. I mean, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the Lego Movie, and the Jump Street films. They can't do any wrong. It's written by Drew Goddard. I believe that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
who has mostly written movies that I don't like, since this is also originally written by Andy Weir, who did The Martian, who wrote the a book,
Yeah.
and Drew Goddard is writing the adaptation, and he wrote the adaptation of The Martian too, and that's a movie I do not like. I'm the only person in the world who probably does not like The Martian.
Yeah,
And
I
this movie
think
is
so.
also getting comparisons to Interstellar, which is the only Nolan movie that I'm not really a big fan of. Exactly. So that's why having Phil Lord and Christopher Miller in the director's chair gives me just the slightest bit of hope that I could like it.
Number five for me on my list is going to be another smaller indie movie from A24 called October. This is going to be the next movie from Jeremy Saulnier, who did Blue Ruin, Green Room, and most recently Rebel Ridge. I've liked all three of those movies. Again, the plot details are pretty sparse on this, but it's described as like a fugitive thriller that takes place on Halloween. Kind of sounds like a movie that was made for me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm a fan of his past work. I assume it's gonna release in October because, the movie's called October and it
Imagine
takes place
failing with
on
the
Halloween.
marketing with that. Imagine just like saying a movie October coming out September.
Man, if A24 fucks that up, they need to fire their like marketing department. I swear to God.
Imagine messing up that badly. Like it's like you had one job. Number five for me, this one might actually shock you, is gonna be Flowervale Street.
Oh, I forgot about this.
So most of you, if not all of you, may not know what the hell Flowervale Street is. And it is a new movie from director David Robert Mitchell, who directed It Follows and Under the Silver Lake. Apparently, the rumored details on it is a family in the 80s start to notice bizarre happenings in their neighborhood, and it's rumored to be a time travel film involving dinosaurs.
That makes me nervous.
If this were any other movie from any other director, I would say just I don't care. But since it's David Robert Mitchell and given his filmography, he's a
Yeah.
very ambitious young filmmaker, or at least at the time he was young. Uh, Under the Silver Lake, I think, is one of the best movies of all time, one of the best films.
Yeah, I agree.
It definitely A24 really they failed him with this film. They premiered it at Cannes in 2017 and it got extremely mixed reviews, and so they delayed it and delayed it and delayed it, and the next thing you know they're like, you know what, we're just gonna release it on demand quietly. And I think that just did the complete disservice to him and his film because the movie is pretty much a masterpiece in my opinion.
Yeah, number four on my list is going to be Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, this is a movie I think most people have been looking forward to ever since No Way Home release, and I'm looking forward to seeing this character back on the big screen. Cast is stacked. Apparently, there's going to be like six different villains in this movie.
Yeah.
So hopefully that works out well. Spider-Man is like one of those characters where it's like people unanimously love him no matter who you are, what age you are.
So, number four for me is going to be Resident Evil. Listen, after Weapons, who knows? This could be just a paycheck gig for him, but at the same
Hopefully
time,
not.
it's exactly. But, it seems Austin Abrams is like starring in it as like the lead. He was in Weapons. He did a phenomenal job with his character in that movie.
Yeah, my number three for next year is going to be Adventures of Cliff Booth, directed
Oh.
by David Fincher and written by Quentin Tarantino. When this was first announced, everyone thought it was like a prank. They're like, what the hell? Like, this can't be real, right?
Well, it doesn't help when you release your news on April 1st.
Yeah, that's on them. Yeah, I feel like most people were like, this can't be real. But then, to the surprise of everybody, we found out, oh, yeah, this is actually gonna happen. This is supposed to be a sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that follows the Cliff Booth character, I think, like 8 years later. We know nothing really about what the story will be about. I assume some canceled elements that were in Tarantino's movie critic script that he never made will be in this, which excites me. And, David Fincher is one of my favorite directors and him directing a Tarantino script is just like super exciting for me.
Number three for me is going to be Supergirl. I know a lot of people after the first trailer are not impressed by it. I actually am impressed. I like the fact that this looks like a movie, not other than, Superman. I liked Superman a lot, but that did not look like a movie. It just didn't.
Look like a
This one,
CW show.
but for Supergirl, it looks like a movie. I like that it has like the, I guess, post After Effects grain to it. and that it was formatted for like a 2:39 aspect ratio anamorphic. So I really like that a lot. And the fact that it's not by James Gunn, that this is Craig Gillespie, and it's a different writer as well, gives me some hope. Who knows? It could be worse than what James Gunn has given us, or it could be better. But I think after the fact that we've gotten the Suicide Squad, Superman, Creature Commandos, and now 2 seasons of Peacemaker, all by James Gunn, I
Yeah.
think we should let other creatives do the work now.
Yeah, it's
And
time.
yeah, and who knows? I feel like this could be better than Superman. I
I think
have
it has
hope.
potential to be. I plan on reading the comic before the movie releases to know what to expect.
Exactly. But yeah, I feel like this might be a breath of fresh air, and who knows? It could be a movie that people did not see coming, and next thing you know, everyone's like, this is one of the best superhero movies from DC in a long time, or just
And
in 10 years.
can you imagine the rage if this makes more money than Superman did?
I think it would be a win for James Gunn either way, because he's in charge.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like a lot of people online would get upset about that.
Well, that's just, trolls
But
online.
that is what it is, whatever. Number two on my most anticipated for 2026 is going to be Werewolf. Now, this is the next movie from Robert Eggers. He basically is reusing the whole damn cast from that movie. Aaron Taylor Johnson is playing the werewolf here. Lily Rose Depp is once again going to be in this. Willem Dafoe once again going to be in this. Robert Eggers, he's grown on me as a director. That's why this movie is on this list, and I think all these actors are capable. I feel like there's no way he could make a worse werewolf movie than the Wolfman movie that I saw from this year. Like there's no way it could be worse than that. Supposed to release next Christmas on Christmas Day, so we'll see how that goes.
Number two on my list, and Dan is going to probably make fun of me for this and laugh hysterically. I think most people our age will probably know what this is more than any other movie on my list. That is Hit Me Hard and Soft Tour live in 3D.
Oh Jesus Christ!
So,
Does this count as a movie, Sal?
yeah, it's a concert movie.
Oh,
It's
did
described,
people count the Taylor Swift Eras tour as a movie?
I think that's different.
Is it?
Well, yeah, that needed a distributor. This has Paramount.
Okay, okay, carry on.
I know what you guys might be thinking. Oh wow, Sal, I didn't know you were a fan of Billie Eilish.
He's actually
Well,
her number one fan
exactly.
in
Well,
secret. In secret.
exactly. I've been, hiding it for years, and now, I mean, listen, I've been to so many of the concerts, you have no idea. But in all seriousness, listen, I'm not a fan of hers. If I say I'm not a fan, I feel like people are gonna be like, oh, well, you don't like her. I've never really listened to her music that often, so I know what you're thinking. So then why the hell is this on your list? Well, it's because of one person. It's co-directed by James Cameron. You might have heard the name. You might have heard about him, the guy who did Titanic, Avatar, Terminator, True Lies, Aliens, that James Cameron. This is going to be his first concert movie in 3D. I'm very curious to see what he does, how he does it, because let's just say this was not on my bingo card whatsoever. It's described as an innovative new concert experience as it charts Billie Eilish's Hit Me Hard and Soft tour. I have not been keeping up to date with it because I that's just not who I am. But I'm
You
interested.
sure?
What?
Are you sure?
I am sure. But because it is Cameron directing it in 3D, I'm excited to see how he does this. And I mean, listen, I think this counts as his first non-Avatar project in years.
No, not to me,
I know, well, screw you then.
and not to most people either.
It counts to me. Listen, it has his name on it. He's co-directing it, so it counts in my book. And
What if this ends up being as bad as Hurry Up Tomorrow?
that's not happening, Dan.
What if it is though? Then what?
I feel like Mark Kerr in the Smashing Machine when they're asking him, "What if you lose?" and he just can't in his head. He's like, "No." That's how I feel at the moment.
Okay, I'm just going to say I feel like you're being set up to be disappointed. I feel like this was just like a paycheck thing for him.
And this also releases on the same day as Project Hail Mary. So,
I know what I won't be seeing.
you know what? Let me ask you one thing. If Derek C. in France or Michael Mann, let's just say made
Michael, man.
yeah, let's
Come on,
just
man.
say that made like a Sabrina Carpenter movie concert, would you see it? Answer me, would you see it? Derek C. in France
Well,
or Michael Mann?
not if those two did it. If Michael Bay did it, yes.
Yeah, okay. I think you're just saying that. I don't
See, now
believe you.
you get it.
If it was Michael Mann or Derek
No,
Cianfrance,
the wrong Michael. It's Michael Bay. That's who you need to direct like a concert music movie. I mean, trust me, he'll make it worth watching.
listen, I'll be there probably either on the 19th or the 20th to see this. And who knows, maybe you'll have to eat your words or this will be my hurry up tomorrow of 2026. But
I
I
will
don't,
laugh my ass off if this ends up being your hurry up tomorrow of 20. I will say I told you so a million times. I'll never let you forget that.
we'll see on March 20th.
And my number one most anticipated movie of 2026 is going to be Dune Part 3. Now, this is supposedly going to be the final installment in the Dune franchise, I assume, because I'm not sure if these movies will work without Denis Villeneuve, to be honest with you. The cast is once again stacked, and this is supposed to adapt Dune Messiah book. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this trilogy ends. I mean, Denis Villeneuve, he's one of my, like, he's definitely my top 10 directors.
Number one for me, I feel like with no surprise, is going to be The Odyssey. It's Christopher Nolan. That's all I gotta say. It's supposed to be extremely ambitious, probably his highest budgeted film, I think, since Tenet, maybe even more so.
I think ever.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
shot entirely with new IMAX film cameras. And this is coming off of his Oscar. So I guess you could call this, I guess, his Oscar blank check, but him using it wisely. The Odyssey,
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan, that's number one for me.
So yeah, that's those are our most anticipated movies of 2026. So, let us know what you're looking forward to next year.
Or is there any shows you're looking forward to? I mean, the only show I think I'm looking forward to at the moment that's coming out in 2026 is Ted season 2.
Yeah, I'm looking
Uh,
forward to Euphoria, the final season. No, I'm
uh,
joking. I don't give a shit.
if we get another season next year of the studio, then that's also on
Oh
my
yeah.
list.
Yeah.
But that's only if. But right now, it's confirmed at this moment that season 2 of Ted will come out in 2026. So that's really, as for TV shows, that's what I'm looking forward to the most. 'Cause the first season was just perfect.
Oh, also the last season of The Boys. I'm looking forward to that. I do have one honorable mention. Let me just add this in. I forgot about this, but Ray Gunn. This is going to be Brad Bird's next movie following The Incredibles 2, his next animated movie. Hopefully it ends up being good.
That's it for today's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll be back soon. Hopefully, not too long. We'll see you next time.